welcome back to the Restaurant Show, and I have Chef Herb Britton from the Salty Dog Cafe.
Good to be here. Hi.
He always helps me out. When I run out of something, I call him and he lets me borrow it. So I have to say thank you publicly for that. I need some breading. Okay, you can have some.
No problem.
I love it. Thank you. All right, so what are we talking today? Last time you were on the show, we did some jambalaya, which I loved. It was so good. And now we're talking, is that pizza I see? I don't think that's it. I think you have something hidden in there.
That's a plug for the pizza,
okay, well,
but we do have something hidden
because when
in
I
there.
saw that, I was like, oh, delicious. All right, but then we do have some fantastic seafood next to it, and I'm gonna, again, move this, and we're gonna get a shot of, what do we have here, Chef?
All right,
let's
what
talk
we have
about
here,
it a little bit.
this dish is on our dinner menu, and it's one of those dishes that, I mean, countless times, it's one of those ones where you put it down in front of somebody, and they just go, wow,
Ooh,
and they're
and
taking a picture of it,
that's
that kind
awesome.
of thing. So it's really a good buzz in the dining room when people see it.
I think that's the biggest compliment is when people start taking pictures of your food. They're like, don't touch it, and they're taking pictures because you're like, oh, I did something good.
Yeah, right?
Okay. Well, what are these pieces here? What are the different seafoods that we have?
Well, this is going to be, we pick like our catch of the day to put in this as our fish.
Oh,
so this
okay.
is a swordfish today.
Swordfish today, okay.
And then we have scallops.
Okay.
And we have shrimp.
Okay, all right, I think we got that. So let me just put that back on so we can get it hot. So what we're gonna be building today is, what is the name of it again?
It's our seafood pot pie.
Seafood pot pie. I already love what's gonna be going
And it's
in.
not a traditional pot pie that you would think of a bottom and a top crust and putting it all together and then baking it in the oven.
Okay.
We're kind of doing both things separately. So we're gonna cook our base with our seafood and our sauce, and then our crust is done separately, and then it's put together at the end.
And I'm guessing the crust is in that secret box right there. Okay. So what we're starting with, just a little bit of olive oil.
A little bit of olive oil.
Great.
And the swordfish is, the fish is probably gonna take just a little bit longer than, so that's why I try to time it a little bit to where everything's done at the same time.
And I like a great tip for, if you're doing this at home, again, it looks like it's all even pieces.
Absolutely.
Right? Don't just don't chop it up and put it in there. Even pieces so they all cook evenly. Love
Absolutely. And we've got our peeled deveined shrimp.
Love it. You always have good shrimp that you put into your dishes. Let me go back to the swordfish real quick. Is swordfish a meaty fish, or is it a flaky fish?
It's definitely a meaty fish.
A meaty
I like
fish.
to call it like a steak. Yeah, like a steak fish.
Okay,
exactly.
Okay. And in a dish like this, it's more important to have a meatier fish, because if you get the flaky, it'll start to break apart,
so,
right?
Yeah, right. I wouldn't want to use a flounder in this or a flat fish like that.
Okay.
So we have really good outcomes with mahi.
Yeah,
of more of a firmer fish. Swordfish, definitely.
Yeah, that's good to know, because if you are cooking more delicate dishes like this, you don't want that fish, because it's mixing up with other things. You just want that fish all
right. By the end, it's going to be just mushed into the whole sauce.
Absolutely. Good deal. Good deal. All right.
These are our scallops.
Oh my gosh, look how big those are. I love it. What size are those?
These are 1525s.
Love it. A lot different from the bay scallops that you might find in your grocery store.
Right. I always think bay is a little smaller, sea scallops. The water's bigger. That's how I always differentiate.
Absolutely. Now, again, sea scallops might be too small in this. What could I use? I mean, sorry, not sea scallops. The bay scallops. What would I use that in then? I mean, I don't want to use it in this because I feel like they would get lost.
Right, exactly. I would, I've thought about something more like a stir fry where you want smaller little pieces.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even maybe something to get. I know kids like to be adventurous eaters. Sometimes maybe a smaller scallop would be good for them to start with.
To start with, instead of seeing that big piece.
Right, like,
and then they think of SpongeBob and Patrick and all that good stuff. I would. All right, so now we've got the seafood cooking.
Yep, I've got a little, this is just a Montreal steak seasoning.
Let's show that really quick. Good old Montreal steak. You know what, I agree. Montreal steak is not just for steak. It has all these great ingredients in it.
Totally agree.
Look at that, I mean.
My cooks and chefs actually make fun of me because I like it in just about everything.
I love it.
But it's such a good, versatile season for anything.
Absolutely. I love it. And it's just the perfect amount of ingredients to add to it.
So now this is our pot pie sauce.
Okay.
It's got peas, carrots, corn. It's
typical
a
of a
chicken-based kind of gravy.
Okay, and that's classic of a pot pie.
Absolutely.
The peas, the carrots, the corn. Excellent. I love it. Oh, you can already smell it. So yummy. And look how, I love all the vegetables in it too.
Yeah,
Great color, and there's red pepper in there too.
Yep.
Like it. Yeah, good stuff. All right, so basically we're just gonna cook this down. Now, is this something that I can, is it lunch or dinner?
This is dinner.
Dinner, okay, great, perfect. So something, again, we talked about before, they are actually open, depending on which restaurant you go to down there in South Beach, in your group, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is served at the whole time. All right. So I know we're running out of time here. I'm so sorry because I always have good questions for Chef. Okay, I'll get out of the way.
So I'm gonna plate that in there.
That is a great portion right there. Again, always beautiful big portions. Oh, it smells so good.
And then the uncovering here.
Okay, wait, give me that box over here for a second. You're tricking me. He brings over this box, and it was heavy because he had a plate in there with pastry.
But you can get a slice of pizza at Jake's Pizza.
Okay.
4 o'clock till.
Okay. You're blowing my mind right now. Blown right now. This is not the pizza box for this, but we'll talk about this later then. Okay. What do you have in there?
Well, we take puff pastry.
Let's show that.
And
That is gorgeous.
we cut it into strips and make a little lattice top, and we bake that separately in the oven. So that becomes the crust of our pot pie.
So this is just strips.
Yep, strips of puff pastry, and we interlay them and bake them at 350. We brush it with a little butter so it stays kind of crispy.
Absolutely.
And then at the end.
That is gorgeous.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, that is nice.
It just has such a dramatic effect when it goes
I can
to the.
see.
Seeing that?
I can definitely see how people would be like, because I'm going to take pictures of it right now too and Facebook it. Look what I had today. That is gorgeous, Chef. And I can see why it's probably one of your most absolute popular items.
It definitely is.
And I love that you also use the fresh catch of the day when you can. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. That is a gorgeous dish. Remember, check them out down there at South Beach in Sea Pines. And next time, we'll be talking about this. All right. Thanks, Chef. I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back in just a moment.